All right, so we getting our first little hints at when boxing thinks is going to be back and going with these big fights, specifically the Deontay Wilder fight with Tyson Fury, the third fight. Teofimo Lopez let it be known when he was told that they believe that that fight's going to take place, and also the delayed Teofimo Lopez versus Vasily Lomachenko fight, which honestly to me is a fight that I'm looking forward to. Of the fights that I know are going to happen this year, Teofimo Lopez versus Vasily Lomachenko, if you can't tell based on the number of videos I'm doing on it, is the fight that I'm looking forward to. One of the fights that I'm looking forward to the absolute most, along with Daniel Dubois versus looking at Daniel Dubois step up fight against Joe Joyce. But you know, those three fights are fights that I'm really looking forward to. Let's talk about the dates that they said that these could take place on, and then also the ramification that delay would have on boxing. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back. Teofimo Lopez, one of my favorite young, I can't call him a prospect anymore because he's a champion. You know, once somebody wins a title, even though they're still young and they're still developing, they're no longer a prospect. They're no longer a prospect. Like, you know, the word prospecting, you're looking for something, you're prospecting for gold, right? Once you find the gold, you're not prospecting for that gold anymore. You have the gold. So the same thing goes for young fighters that are on the way up and coming, and they win their first title. They're no longer prospects, they're champions. So guys like Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez in the lightweight division are no longer prospects, they're champions. And Teofimo Lopez is one of my favorite prospects in boxing. I was a little bit, for a few fights there, I was like, I don't really know, because he was having he went the distance with that tall Japanese guy. And then the fight before that, I can't remember who he fought before the tall Japanese guy, but I was like, yeah, he's just kind of headhunting, looking for the knockout. He winds up knocking the guy out with a body shot. But anyway, by winning the IBF lightweight championship off of Richard Comey in such devastating fashion, I was like, yeah, this is why I was reminded why so many people told me that Teofimo Lopez was an excellent prospect to begin with. But his fight got canceled or got pushed back, along with the other fight that I mentioned in the preamble to this video, which was the Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury fight. And so Teofimo Lopez was out on, I think might have been forwarded by Michael Benson. Let me check my it was in a tweet by Michael Benson, had forwarded what Teofimo Lopez said. And he said that they're looking for the Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury fight to be put on in the October-November timeframe. And he believed that the Lomachenko, his fight with Vasily Lomachenko, is going to get pushed back to the September versus September-October timeframe. So that's good news. And at least they've got some type of idea about when they believe that this fight is going to get put on. But you know, it's just, I hate it being that long, but I think that it definitely has some benefits, man. Now, benefits for like the fight that I'm talking about primarily is the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight. So the fact that it's delayed, I think, is actually similar to like Errol Spence Jr.'s fight getting pushed back, his comeback fight getting pushed back a little bit. I was actually watching, I think it's Fight Hype had a video of Errol Spence Jr. going live on, I think might have been live on Instagram, but Fight Hype actually put the video up in their Fight Hype on their YouTube page. So I wound up sitting there for a second, strangely interested in this conversation that Errol Spence Jr. was having with a bunch of people and I don't know who these people are, right? But I suspect other people know who they are, because there must be some reason that Fight Hype thought it was important to take the material and put it up. But in the midst of it, Errol Spence Jr. was talking about his quarantine and saying, man, basically this is boring, whatever. And the guy said, yeah, but at least you got extra time to get ready for, let yourself heal up even more, get back, for your fight or whatever. And I don't know if Errol Spence Jr. actually acknowledged what the guy said or he didn't acknowledge it, but it just struck me and thought when I heard that about Errol Spence Jr., I then thought about Deontay Wilder and the delay that was going to happen for Deontay Wilder. I think that there's good and bad for the delay for Deontay Wilder, and potentially good and bad for Tyson Fury as well. So for Deontay Wilder, obviously the good side of it is that he gets more time. He gets time to rest. Because one of the things that, you definitely notice about Deontay Wilder over the last several years is Deontay Wilder is a very, very active fighter. He's two times a year minimum. And this last fight, though, was even a quicker turnaround between, I think it might have been 5 months. I don't think there was more than 5 months, 4 months between the Luis Ortiz fight and the that last Tyson Fury fight. So Deontay Wilder gets a chance to sit down. He gets a chance to rest. He gets a chance to rest his body. He gets a chance to follow the advice that Mike Tyson gave him, which was, just get your head right, get back in training, get back in the ring. So if Deontay Wilder is going to make some adjustments, and I think that it is fair to say that Deontay Wilder really does need to make adjustments for the next Tyson Fury fight, because whatever you think about the first fight or the second, like the Tyson Fury should have been knocked out in the first fight, or to some of the things that Tyson Fury did in the second fight, which are not they're not just controversial, they're just dirty, okay? And whatever y'all want to say, trying to paint anybody that sees that Tyson Fury was being a little underhanded in that fight, regardless of whether or not you want to paint people be that way or not, and come up with all kind of reasons why people are not happy that they see a guy cheating and raise their voices about it. Whatever the case is, whatever side of that equation you're on, Deontay Wilder's had problems with Tyson Fury in the first and the second fight. And there are things that he needs to do in order to figure out how to overcome that. Now, one thing that I do believe is true in life is that where there is a will, there is a way. Tyson Fury is not somebody that is completely undefeatable and there's no weaknesses that he has. Obviously he does. Otherwise, he wouldn't need to kind of play with stuff like he does. But regardless, it's a good thing that Deontay Wilder will have that time to sit back, to relax, let his body rest, and really game plan just on Tyson Fury with not a lot of distractions, and just get his mind back on task. Having an extra few months to do that, I think that's a smart thing. So if it was originally supposed to be in July, right, and it gets past, it was July, August, September, October, right? November, so you push it back 4 or 5 months. That's an opportunity if he gets in camp I know he's just supposed to speak to George Foreman. I don't know whether or not the whole training thing is accurate or not, but I know that they said that they're going to speak to George Foreman. But whatever new wrinkles and stuff that they want to put into their game, if it's working with George Foreman or if it's working with somebody else or seeing somebody, allowing him to fix one of the major weaknesses that he has, which is turning away from a jab, right? And, looking at seeing how Tyson Fury was setting him up. The more time that he has, obviously, the more time he has to fix that. The downside of it could be that, again, Deontay Wilder is a very active fighter. So having him sit still for, what would be, 11 months, pretty much 10 or 11 months without a fight, that's a long time for Deontay Wilder not to fight. So there's some chance that some rust might get on him, go heading into that. But, in that case, I really do think that the good outweighs the bad in that scenario. For Tyson Fury, I think it's the same analysis about, how this fight would affect, how that type of holdup would affect Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury he's a big guy. I think one of the things that was underestimated in the 2 years that he took off was that he had 2 years where he let his body rest. So, some injuries and knickknacks that might happen to a guy that was that big, moving around and training, it was minimized over a couple of years, and whatever injuries he had probably had a lot of time to heal. So the same thing applies to Tyson Fury. In this particular case, he'll get a chance to rest his body longer. He also has been very, very active. But the downside for Tyson Fury, obviously, is, his penchant for getting into a bunch of nonsense that he probably shouldn't get into. And if this thing goes very long and Tyson Fury stays inactive for a very long period of time, then, Tyson Fury very well might blow up in weight. He could easily get back in some of the habits that he had before. So, it's a mixed bag with both of these guys. All in all, though, I think that it is better for Deontay Wilder that the fight gets postponed and he really does have a chance to get his head together. But even this October-November time frame, that really does seem a little bit ambitious to me. There's reports of this stuff that's going on, might be out there for another 18 months. It's hard for me to fathom that that the country is going to stay shut down like it is for another 6, 7, 8 months. It's just, God, man, it's just hard to get my head around that. But hey, we're in uncharted territory, and that very well might be the case. But whatever it is going to be. Boxing will return. I can't wait for boxing to return. You let me know whether you think this delay is going to be a good thing or a bad thing for Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. And also, man, what do you think the effects could have on Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez? I got a feeling that Vasily Lomachenko ain't really too amped up on that fight, man. That's a real dangerous fight for him. But anyway, it is what it is. You let me know what you think in the comment section. With that, I'm out. Peace.